My name is Martin Pettigo, and I'm streaming live from Pennsylvania, United States of America. And it is 2:02, 2:20. Sorry. We're supposed to start streaming around 2 o'clock, but for technical reasons, we are starting around 2:20. Today, we are blessed to have a friend, a security specialist couple in our midst in the name Mr. Godson Bill Oklu, who is going to take us through some few questions, etc., etc. And today's theme for the program is Coup, Mongering, free speech, and the Ghana Police Service. We all know what is happening in the country for some time now. Oliver Vomavor has been arrested because he wrote something on his Facebook blog, and it looks like the culture of silence is something that is being germinated into the country. But we will look into it into total. But let me introduce our big brother, our specialist into the field of security, Mr. Godson Bill Oklu. Mr. Godson Oklu,
Hi, Martin. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And how are you too? And
Yeah,
how's the family and the boys and everybody?
everybody is fine. Ghana is fine. We are managing.
I like that. For you to say that Ghana is fine and you are managing, at least I can look back and tell my African American folks that they can always visit Ghana, because Ghana is the gateway to Africa, isn't it?
Sure, sure.
For some, for the past 1 week, there've been some brouhaha, some uneasiness in the country. Some few journalists have been arrested due to certain statements they made on their media. That is making everybody to be very careful. And then I also hear that the price of fuel is going up by what's the price? I think 8 CDs or something. But let's start with Mr. Womavor's case. Mr. Womavor, fix the country. This is the first time we are talking about fix the country on this program. What do you have to tell me? What is happening in the country, sir?
Thank you very much. And then my greetings to our viewers across the globe.
Thank you.
Oliver Baka Vomawo is a convener of a hashtag Fix the Country, kind of group or advocacy group that is pushing government to do the right thing or fixing the country in general in all spheres of governance system.
Okay.
And I understand is a PhD candidate in one of them in Cambridge University in UK.
Right.
I think last week, Friday, we saw his comment that he wrote. There's this kind of e-levy brouhaha. I'm sure you have been following the discussion in Parliament here and there.
Yes.
The government, the politicians are trying hard to put this into the throat of Ghanaians.
Right.
Across the country, the youth, everybody is against this e-levy, policy that the government is pushing.
Okay.
Now, UTAG, the civil society, international, many people have spoken against it. And looking at the state of our economy now, we cannot just accept this, or they cannot accept this.
Okay.
So it is based on this that Oliver made this unfortunate comment that was on Friday on his social media wall or Facebook, that if the government will push this e-levy through, then he will do the coup himself. Okay. Listen carefully. He said he will do the coup himself, as if that a coup is just one person who can just wake up in the morning and take a gun and say, listen, there's no government in place again. It doesn't work like that. It's an unfortunate statement that he made, which we shouldn't encourage. But I think the government will have to listen to the people. Yes, that's what he said. And then again, he was picked. I'm sure he knew he will be picked when he arrived in the country. According to my source or my intel on the ground, he was picked around 5 o'clock Friday upon arriving in the country.
Okay.
He was picked at the airport. He was picked. I'm sure the family and other relatives didn't know where he was. So when they started saying that our son Oliver is missing, then the next day the police has issued a letter that they have arrested Oliver based on his comment that he made.
Okay. Right.
And again, thereafter, don't forget that Ghana now have what we call 48-hour detention. You cannot detain anybody more than 48 hours.
Okay.
But we will look at that breach of what? Humanitarian, human right there.
Okay.
He was picked, and whatever he was taken to, we never knew. But we heard that he was taken to Ashama divisional headquarters.
Okay.
So I think that is where he is currently.
Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. The gentleman giving us the talk right now is called Godwin Bill Oklu, who is a
Godson.
security Godson, sorry, Godson Bill Oklu, who is a security expert. Mr. Godson, when you were making two submission, you talked about he was picked around 5 p.m. and then he was supposed to be in the custody of the law enforcement for 48 hours. They exceeded the 48 hours. Now, my question is, this stream is coming from the US, and sometimes we have no other choice but to try to relate what happens in the US here and what is going on in Ghana. All right. If somebody's arrested at airport, um, why should the person be taken to Ashama or Tema? Because I believe that in the security this thing works, there are zones. There are zones. They must work within a certain zone. I don't know, but I know in the US here, if you are arrested in maybe on a Philadelphia street around New Jersey, you are not sent to Philadelphia. Uh, I mean, uh, just you get what I mean. You
Yeah, I
cannot arrest
understood.
somebody. You cannot.
Yes.
Can you arrest somebody at
That's what we
airport?
call
And
jurisdiction. We call it
correct
jurisdiction.
jurisdiction, right? How
So
come? Uh-huh.
we are all wondering how come he will be picked from the airport, because the airport, we have a airport divisional police station over there, or we have a police station. No, it's a walking distance from the airport. From the police station to the airport is just a walking distance.
Yes.
Why should he be picked and then sent to all the way to Ashama?
Yeah, that is
For that reason, I cannot say anything. But it beats my imagination that where lies the jurisdiction?
So my question again is that is that supposed to be the administrative principle,
No
administrative practice that you can be
practice in
arrested
terms of
at?
police administration practice.
Yeah,
That is not how it's supposed to be. Even let's assume that the statement that he made is so offensive in such a way that he cannot be kept in the at the airport police station. He will have been sent to either the head office or the regional police police headquarters. But sending him to Ashama, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know why. What informed that decision to send him to Ashama?
okay. My second.
But again,
question.
before police will have to arrest you, it's supposed to show you arrest warrant.
And I guess they didn't show him any arrest warrant.
They've not shown him any arrest warrant, and he was kept more than 48 hours before sent to court on the 14th of February.
What excuse did the police administration give for keeping him beyond 48 hours?
They've not given any excuse. According to my check, they've not given any excuse. And they took him to court on the 14th. As I'm speaking now, they've gone to his 3 residences in Accra to find out if he has something, relating to his comment that he made. And again, my source revealed that they've not found anything, and they've already also secured a court order to access his phone, of course.
Right.
So, and that order has been granted, and I'm sure as we're speaking now, before he will appear in the next 2 weeks, around 28 or something like that, in court, I'm sure they might have gone through his phone and see if what he said is there any information on his phone or with people that are are related to. But Martin,
Yes.
as a student of security or somebody who I'm still studying because if you look at the way the manner Voma was picked up,
Yeah.
from my personal perspective as a security analyst,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even advised the police to pick him immediately. They should have monitored his movement.
That's right.
They should have they should have put 24-hour surveillance system on him there from the airport
That's right.
to be able to unravel what he said.
Right.
Now, if you are arresting him, will you be able to get the information that you need to get? No.
Right. I mean, I agree with you 100% on that. I also agree with you. The police going to his residence to go and search because already they have crossed that threshold. You know, in the US here, I always try to compare. We have people under surveillance. Maybe, for example, quote open, quote close. Maybe people who are terrorists or maybe people who are dealing in hard drugs, and then they've been monitored. They are being monitored by the state police or the federal police for over 20 years because they want to get to the real source of 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 their cell.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, maybe our brother Olive has certain networks in Ghana who he's coming down to meet them. But the way they went about the whole thing, grabbing the whole thing, all his cell members all go underground. So I agree with you
Sure.
100%.
Yeah.
So the police they haven't behaved professionally, honestly. I mean, I'm a lay person, right? But what goes on in the US here, and sometimes they can track people for about a year. I think the police were overzealous. But there's one question I would like to ask you. Why would he come to Ghana? That's another question we must ask. Why would Oliver come to Ghana? Knowing very well that maybe what is on his Facebook wall is very incriminating. As a police, as a, yeah,
uh, Martin, good question.
yes,
I was also asking myself, I thought of this. I said, but I'm sure he knew what he said would definitely end up the way the story are unfolding.
yeah,
You get it. But don't forget that he's a Ghanaian.
right,
He has his family and then friends or whatever. He has his work or whatever here. I'm sure he comes to UK to do his studies and come back home.
yeah,
You understand it? And I don't see anything wrong with him if I'm a proud Ghanaian and then I'm studying in abroad and I want to come for vacation or holiday, or I
yeah,
want to come and spend some time with my family in Ghana, my friends in Ghana. Nothing prevent me and nothing stop me from coming. So I don't see anything wrong with that, and I'm
okay,
sure uh, he himself psychologically might have prepared for this because if you really read his comment, you realize that what he said, he knew something is awaiting him.
yeah. But who, in such a frame of mind, knowing very well that danger is awaiting you, shame is awaiting you, and then you still come? Who?
See,
Yeah.
when
Right now, we are just trying to probe into his head.
yes,
Yes, we are trying
when
to
you
probe
look at
into his
when
head.
you look at, there are many people who could have said more than what he has said. You know that,
And many people have said more than he has said.
and many people could have also people wish they could join him to do what he is doing, but they are not doing that. You know why? Because of
Why?
the fear of intimidation, the fear of arrest.
Mm,
So they are developing hero out of him.
mm,
They are making him more. He's becoming more like a how do you call it? It's a hero to many youth who could not speak,
yeah.
many who could not say anything, but just to say, we are waiting for that day to come.
Well, I think I believe that as Ghanaians and as people from Africa, we still want to hold on to the democratic practice because for now, globally, that's what we've all agreed that we all want to toe that path. Um, Look, we are all watching what is happening in the US, in Ghana, with a very close eye, and not only we, the Ghanaian citizen, but I think the whole of the citizens who have interest in Ghana, even the politicians, etc., our senates, our congressmen, everybody's just keeping a close eye on what is happening back home in Ghana. Okay, let us just do a little pre, how do you call it? Let's just do some brainstorming. What if Oliver wanted to set a trap for the administration for them to fall into it, and now they are falling into it, and now the whole world is now keeping an eye on Anado's administration, whether they will hold by human rights characteristics or not?
Uh, well, that's his personal decision, or maybe as to whether he want to make sure that he want to expose the governance system of Nanado,
Mhm.
how they are managing how they are managing the country or not. But there are so many things that had happened,
Okay.
and that we can say, or that the whole world, they are looking at the government as
Yeah,
whether.
we will go to that place, but I
Mhm.
I, I want us to form a certain opinion, because definitely we'll go into what is happening in Ghana, the silencing of journalists, etc., etc. But I just want us
Mhm.
to just look at Oliver as a human who is a law student, very
Oh
brilliant,
yes, yes,
exposed,
definitely.
has taste, has style. He puts on good clothes. He's an exposed. He comes from the Volta region. He's in the UK. He went to school in Morocco.
Yeah,
For him to just step into the country, knowing very well that this is what is going to befall him, is he trying to take the path of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who also came thrown into prison and they called them the Veranda Boys, something like that?
I get you, Martin. It's true. It's
Yes.
true. It could be. As I said earlier,
Mhm.
they are building hero out of him, and
Yeah.
then because don't forget that he has organized a serious demonstration. That's a hashtag Face the Country. You know that, and many people hail him for good work done. So this out of him could also be another step that he has planned. He has orchestrated with his own people that listen. This is our next line of action, so that at the end of the day, the whole world will know, as you said, the international community will look at how Nanado is perceived to be a human rights activist, and now looking at his governance system. Is he as the way we were told that he is, or is a different person? So I agree with you perfectly, Martin, that probably it's something that he knew that is going to happen. That's why he came in.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Martin Petigo, and this telecast or stream is coming straight from Pennsylvania. And our resource person for today is Godson Bill Oklu. We are having a chat. We are just having a personal chat on this issue. Now, so tell me, what is the silencing of journalists, etc., etc., in Ghana? I understand a guy, the name I'm just missing the name, was arrested because it is alleged that they say he said something about the president's wife, and then I don't know. In the US here, we talk about Donald Trump's wife. When Donald Trump was president, we used to even abuse the wife, and nobody comes to stand at our door. No Secret Service person comes to stand at our door and
You
even knock
you you
at
can't
this.
you can't do that in Ghana. In fact, you can't do that in Africa.
I was thinking Africans are copying the European way of democracy, American style of democracy, or British style of democracy. How come that they are copying some, but they are not copying some? Eh?
Those that are of our favor, they will
Yes.
copy it. Those that are not of our favor will copy it.
Look, will it surprise you that I will be in America and I'll call my friends in Ghana and I'll talk about Donald Trump and they all get angry? Don't talk. We don't want to hear about that man. We don't want to hear about that man. But you understand what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump will never get angry with anybody. It's part of politics. But in Ghana, you talk about the minister or you talk about the president's wife, and if care is not taken, the BNI is knocking at your door. Is it supposed to be like that?
It's not supposed to be that.
That's
To
what I want
just
to.
open that discussion, I want to say that
Yeah,
the guy you are talking about, I think, is Bobby Ansan. I think so.
yeah, Bobby answer. Yes.
Bobby Ansan of I think one of the TV station. I want to find out if I can get. So this guy was picked up based on maybe information that he put out, that the first and the second lady had to do something. So it was picked up.
Yeah.
Martin, frankly speaking, if you look at the way the manner our security services are handling the journalists, if you do some trend analysis, it's perceived to be like the culture of silence, as is back in our in our in our system. You cannot speak ill of anybody. You cannot speak. When you speak, you'll be arrested, or you'll be targeted and dealt with. As you said, in America, nobody cares whatever you say. But in Ghana, but from security angle, when someone make defamatory statement or make a wrong allegation about a personality, I'm not a lawyer and I don't want to assume to be one of them. I'm just an ordinary person. But from where I stand, when somebody makes such statements, maybe in the newspaper or whatever, on air, on a print media, the one who suffer the consequences is the one that comes forward to say that maybe you go to court, sue the person, he sue the individual and severally the media houses, and present the case at the competent court of jurisdiction that this person made this statement, which is a false statement. Then he should be dealt with. I'm surprised to see police and national security operative going after journalists for making, defamatory statement, alleged defamatory statement.
Okay.
Meanwhile, this we have what we call a free speech, right? We have a free speech, and criminal libel law,
right,
is no more in the system. So you make a statement. If it's not right, you apologize, or you'll be fined guilty at the competent court of jurisdiction, either you pay fine or not. Right. But if you look at how things are going, every now and then the police, the IGP is becoming, when he came, we were so happy about him. We were so happy because he's a young guy, sharp brain, PhD holder, but the way, I don't know whether the politicians are beginning to, inject him in some kind of political, attitude now.
Is it because is it overzealousness or what?
No. If it's overzealousness, it will be something else. But because politicians in this country, in Ghana, made statement that led to the demise of a journalist in this country.
Yeah.
Politician sat on his set and projected a journalist picture, and that journalist was killed. Over 4 years now, they were not able to find out who were behind this killing. Or right, political activists made allegation against a former president, and up to now, we don't know what is happening. What is the police doing? Is it how do you use the word? Selective justice, or what kind of maybe you want to look at? Yes.
Which one is that? Is it the DC guy, Abronya or whatever?
Yes, I think from Bono Regional, or yes, Abronya.
Who alleged that John Mahama has a link with.
That's the story.
Don't you think that for the IGP going for that guy, he was just trying to keep the balance? Because Oliver has been caught, so therefore let us also catch one of our own. There, it's a balance. Don't you think so?
These are all political gimmick that the IGP is also playing. You understand it?
That's right.
But you want to say, or it could also be something that will be orchestrated just to balance the equation.
That's what I'm saying.
But Martin, we need to be very careful that we don't have to push the people to be silent, because the people will be sitting without saying anything, and that could lead to different things altogether. Okay. You get it? You cannot suppress the people. And media is the fourth estate of governance. Right. So you need a media to champion your policy, and then the media also serve as a platform for the voiceless people.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the incumbent was able to run to become president based on the way the media really packaged him and sold him to the people, isn't it? So how come
Yeah.
that the same incumbent now doesn't want the media to feel free to talk about him? Why?
That is that answer or that question should be answered by politicians themselves because Martin, if you ask yourself what has changed
Yeah,
that this gentleman suffered almost three times, 3 times to win power.
yeah.
He failed for the first time, second time, and third time.
Mhm.
Then people say no. I think let's give him the chance. Being quote unquote, they say he's a lawyer, right? They say he's a
Right.
human rights activist.
It is alleged he's a lawyer.
It is alleged that he's a. I don't know, but
Today, I just want us to have a conversation.
no,
It
yes.
is alleged
So
that he's a lawyer.
he's a lawyer.
Yes.
But seriously speaking,
Yeah.
if this is how he is and he was packaged differently, then the people will be so much disappointed before the end of maybe a second term. I don't know what will happen. It's too bad. Too bad.
Um, it is something. Let me ask you a question. How easy is it to go to the ministries to get information? Like maybe you want to know the ministry's budget for the year, or you want to know their expenditure. Maybe you go to Ministry of Trade. I want some information about. How easy is it to go get information from those places?
Oh, I think you are thinking America thinking.
I know, I'm asking a question because most of our
Yes, yes,
audience
I
are
know. You
Americans.
can you
Yes.
can walk to your governor
Yeah.
office
Yeah.
and say, oh, you want to know how much is the budget for this year, isn't it?
Yes. And we get it.
In Yes, in Ghana.
Yeah.
Who are you to go there? Even the information bill that was passed
Right.
asked whether journalists made several attempts to go there and then get information. They couldn't get it.
So again, so if I want the information about an expenditure for certain organization in government and I cannot get it, you not give it to me. But I managed to create a rumor about it. Why do you come arrest me?
I get your point now. Yeah, so you see, so
You see what I'm talking about?
I like. No, that's very good.
Yes.
Analogy that you've just created, and then
I
yes,
asked the president. I think Samuel Okujeto, honorable. That's my big brother.
yes.
Asked the president. Oh no, asked. I think one of the ministers. How much is it going to cost the president for flying the private jet? They say it's for security purposes. They cannot say it. Okay. So now I'll create a rumor. That's when you're coming to arrest me.
You see, uh,
Eh,
in fact, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
yeah.
You see, when you refuse to share information,
Uh-huh.
right? The people will use, they will create rumors or they will be speculating,
Uh-huh.
and you can't hold them accountable for giving wrong information.
Yeah.
You understand it? So I think politicians are getting it wrong for what you said.
Yeah.
If I ask for information
Mhm.
to share with the people in the villages to know how the president movement and here and there.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a classified and a classified information. We have
Right.
a layers of a classification of
Yeah.
information. And
Uh,
then
uh,
and then it gets to
what
sometimes classified information become unclassified based on the year,
what is so
isn't it?
classic? What is so classified about the present expenditure
It's,
traveling all over the country? There's nothing classified about it.
yes,
When you go to Google, it can tell you how much the Air Force One, how much money goes into the Air Force One when it flies once into the air. Even
Martin,
America that is fighting terrorism all over the world, that is not classified. When you go to Google, it's there.
Martin, it's just like me giving you money, and then when I ask for when I ask you to account for it, then you say, why am I asking you to account for the money that I gave you?
Yeah. You know why
If
I'm saying
people,
all these things?
why?
Our democracy must be looked at and looked at again. You cannot use whitewash to paint your house and come and tell me that it is Leyland paint, even
Yeah,
though it looks like white.
yeah.
You can't use white Carlo to paint the wall and tell me that it is Leyland paint. Leyland paint is Leyland paint. Whitewash is whitewash. So you see, our democracy must be looked at again. What do you think, Security Couple? Today we are having a conversation.
Oh yes, yeah. I agree with you, and I
Yes.
think the people who build the democracy will have to review maybe uh, the one they brought to Africa. They have to review it,
Yeah.
and then the watchdog or the international community will have to be hard on African leaders, because I don't know how they can relook at the democratic practice of various countries or in a sub
Yeah.
region, but
Right.
those international organizations that support African countries' budget, and then all those people will have to be hard on politicians before they bring both to come and ask for how they call it budget support.
Yeah.
Then you have to tell them in the face that no, the way you are handling the country, the way you are managing the economy, it's not fair. It's not good.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just put a statement across. Maybe I will have something to talk about it. You know, in the US here, people really don't have time for politics because they are going to work. When they leave the house around 4 a.m. and then get back home around 5 o'clock and then put on their
Uh-huh.
CNN, and then whilst they are watching their TV, they've gone to sleep. They don't even have time for politics because they've gone to work. I believe that if the government or the private sector has set up jobs and things in Ghana, no Ghanaian will have time whether NDC is coming to power or MPP is still retained. Nobody has time for that because at least the guy has what to eat. He has money to take off his family.
Hmm.
So you see the youth getting themselves into politics, opposing what is happening now, all because there is no job. Efo? Yes.
Hmm. My brother,
Yes.
you just nearly there. You just nearly there, because when earlier on before we come, and I was telling you that the unemployment rate in Ghana,
Mhm.
just check it and see, it's increasing. But when you ask a politician, he will
Yeah.
tell you that in Africa, and they are comparing, you know, their system to the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
When you have a youth, army of youth that are not working, they
Yeah.
finish university, their parents spend money on them, send them to school. They finish university, out of 30,000 or over 60,000 graduates are vomited into the system, and they've not got a job to do. They wake up in the morning, they sit under the tree playing draft or ludo, or maybe they don't know where the next meal will come from.
Right.
So they end up, align themselves with a political party.
Yeah.
Then some of them become, how do you call it? They will go and take a metal to become macho, and then be serving as a whole. They be doing, donkey job for political parties. So that, let me also do that when this party come to power, I also have opportunity to be employed.
Okay.
So, as you said, if the government will have to develop a very good policy
Yeah.
that will give a private sector enabling, environment to be able to
Right.
bring more jobs. Government
Yes.
cannot absorb, you know, all, all the youth. We need
Right.
a private sector to come in there. But hey, before the private sector comes, what happened? Before you'll be given opportunity to set up, you must corruption. That's another angle. Corruption is
Right.
coming in there.
Right.
Corruption, before a political party or a government will have to agree for you to set up your business that will bring job to the youth in Ghana, that that person who is taking you to either the number one or number two, or
Yeah.
to go and see the minister, he must take a percentage
Mm.
from you before. If not, they'll frustrate you. Or either than that, they will allow you to a political party that know this businessman belong to a political party, so we shouldn't give the opportunity to set up a business.
Right. Right.
This is
There
a
is.
reality on the ground.
I get what you're saying. I remember.
Martin,
Yes.
uh, bring America, let's do a little, let's go to America a little bit because
All
we're
right.
talking about America or
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about.
America and then Ukraine,
Yeah.
they have issue. Put a plane down at Kotoka International Airport
Yeah.
from America that US want soldiers to go and then attack Ukraine. All the youth in this country will join the plane and go attack America and then and go.
No, they'll
And
quickly
go.
join the military, right?
I'm telling you, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care whether they die or not. I'm telling you, it's a
I
fact.
understand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I think it's high time that politicians begin to take, the youth or maybe take the people serious.
Yeah.
You cannot be talking about government not having money, and yet the president is taking a private Lazarus plane or jet travel across the world.
Right. Okay. Let us touch something small on Oliver Womavo's case. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let us just take it as if the issue about the electronic coup, I call it electronic Facebook coup, maybe he didn't make that statement. All that Oliver was trying to stand for, isn't it correct or it's wrong? For the exception of the Facebook coup, he said everything that Oliver has stood for, fixing the country, making sure government create better policies for people who want to go into business, young ones who have capital and they want to go into business. I mean, all that Oliver has been saying, for the exception of the Facebook coup, ain't it right?
It's 100% right.
So as Ghanaians, we should look at our eyes should be on the ball, rather. Or don't you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Our
Sure.
eyes should be on the block. The other day I was asking a friend of mine, so when is Ghana going to develop? When? People should just give us some time limit. Rollins was here some years back. He said Vision 2020. Now we are in 2022.
2022.
So when
yes.
which one is the next vision now?
Maybe 3030.
It's very frustrating, that. It's very, very frustrating because some of us, our parents are still in Ghana, even though we are here, we are American citizens, but our parents are still in Ghana. And we go to bed and we can't sleep because if my mom is lamenting, I will not have a very peaceful sleep. So we feel what you guys are feeling. And I believe that if Ghana's constitution, as we all say, will move to the next level, it all depends on our current president, Nanado. You should just have a round table with the young guys who are calling for fix the country and then ask them, okay, so what should we do?
I think
What do you think?
I think you've just nailed it right there. It's the people that voted for you.
Yeah.
The people voted for you and they're expecting change because they thought that the previous government wasn't doing better or wasn't doing good.
Right.
So having presented your policies and then all the whatever that they put together, their manifesto, people believe in you, they voted for you. So yours is to listen to the people.
Yeah.
You understand it? You cannot be governing people that you don't listen to the people. You don't get feedback. You don't listen for feedback that will help you to review what you wanted to do. And what is wrong for politicians to go back and tell the people that, hey, I said I will build maybe 110 hospital, but looking at the reality on the ground, it's not going to be possible. I can only build 50. We need to be honest to the people and be treated to the people so that when you go back to give account of what you've done, the people will appreciate that, yes, you said this, but you've done this. But if you keep on, deceiving or you want to intimidate them, you want to tell them you dare not to talk about my governance, you dare not to talk about my decision. No, this must go through, either you like it or not. That's not government. That's not governance. That's not democratic, governance system. Rather, it's a kind of what? A dictatorship.
I'm even surprised. Even Ashanti Hine, he listens. Sometimes Kasida, Ashanti Hine will call all his subjects, they will all sit down and they will discuss and dialogue. I'm even surprised. Ashanti Hine, who is the king? He cry, he listens. He's always having a round table with his people. And then our own big brother. In fact, to be honest with you, if Ronaldo doesn't make it after he doesn't make it, then it's his own fault. Because in fact, you look at his track record, you know, when it comes to demonstration, he has done more than any other person in this country. Young Kwesi Pratt. He has been in exile. He stood champion human right. He talked about press freedom. I remember Kobe Preku at Obra Sport, but then Rawlings was president. Rawlings of head of state. How do you call it? The commandos were sent to go and disperse them. I saw them, Kwesi Pratt, and then they were frontliners. So Nana has gone through all those things. So why is he trying to be hard? I'm so surprised. And you know what is so funny? Vermavo, he's also a human rights guy. And Nanatu is also a human rights guy. So a human rights man catch another human rights guy. I said today, we are just having a discussion today.
You see, that goes to, support the fact of what you said earlier on that Vermavo, Oliver might have orchestrated this thing or maybe thought of this thing, and then okay, now I think I have to bring the true character of what our perceived, how they call it, a human rights activist president, the real, character of our president. You understand it?
So it looks like Vomavo just set the administration up and they fell into his trap.
Yes.
Because right now in the US here, look, White House is watching everything with an eagle eye.
Yeah.
How that thing is going to transpire.
You see. So the whole thing, if you look at it, but I am hoping and praying that next week when I think 28th, they'll be going to court 28th. I think he's been remanded for 2 weeks. They'll be going to court on 28th. Yes, I'm sure, because 14th. Okay, yeah. So 2 weeks later, I'm sure he'll be granted bail, because in Ghana now every offense is bailable.
Right.
Do you understand it? And let's go back to Vomawa again, and then the action of the police at court.
Right.
Initially he was charged with what? Demeanor. That is an offensive conduct.
Offensive conduct. What's the meaning of offensive conduct?
So meaning the word that he used, I will do the coup myself. So offensive conduct. That's what they charge him with. Before they get to court on the 14th, then they said that is a first degree felony, treason.
Okay.
You see that? So the police administration, what has changed? What evidence have they gathered that they have to move from how they call it, offensive conduct to what? First degree felony.
Let me just tell you a story, something that happened. My father was in the military.
Okay.
I lived at Gonda Barracks.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you a story. It's something, it happened true right in front of me.
Okay.
One day a certain gentleman came to our house, but then my father was at work. And then he said, he knows my father, so he wants to sit down. So I said, okay, sit down. So I gave him a paper. And then all of a sudden, a very lengthy paper with so many writings on it. So when my father came, I showed the paper to him. He said, who is this man? So he's gone. So okay, fine. So he took the paper and they went to Gonda Barracks headquarters to go and report the issue over there. Apparently, on the paper, the guy said he was going to do coup. This man is going to be this. This man is going to be minister. True thing. You know what happened? They just called the guy, gave him some 3 double slaps, looked at him. This guy is mad. They left him. I'm telling you, running style. It happened right in front of me. You see, some of the intelligence, you could tell that this intelligence, it is going to a dead end. Nothing can come out of it. And that is how I see Vamao's case. The guy spoke out of zealousness. You understand? He wrote that.
As you said, you see, when a government who doesn't want to listen a government who doesn't want to listen, or maybe a president who doesn't want to listen, a system who doesn't want to listen to to the youth, or he doesn't want to listen to his people, will
Yeah.
act the way this government or our president is acting.
Mhm.
Why am I saying that? If Voma or Oliver
Mhm.
made such statement, as I said from the beginning, that from the security perspective,
Yeah.
nobody will even make any advance,
That's right.
because, as I said,
We want to know more about him.
Voma will be put on 24-hour surveillance system.
Surveillance. That's right. Because
Do
we
you
want to
understand it?
know more. Who are his networks, etc.
Nobody will even talk about his comment
Correct.
for him to become a hero as we perceive him to be now. If you read people whom the comment that they made under his, his submission, you realize that people are even happy, and he himself is also happy that he was arrested. As you said,
Mhm.
he set a trap, and the government, or maybe
Fell into
our
it.
security system, fell into it.
Yeah. The
Because,
administration fell into it.
yes, from where I stand, I will have put Voma on 24-hour security surveillance system,
That's right.
monitored him, throughout. If it's 1 year, 2 years, until I get evidence, hardcore evidence that can nail him down.
That's right.
Then when you nail him, it means that he will not rise up again.
That's right.
But he made a comment based on the e-levy cake birthday celebration of our how do you call it, majority group in parliament, who was celebrating his 65th birthday. So disappointing.
Let
That's
me
a policy that people are angry, people are not happy about it.
let
You
let
use
let,
it as a symbolic cake at your
let me
birthday.
let me
Are
let
we
me
being
crack a joke.
serious, Martin?
A friend of mine here, right? The mother is at Blekusu.
That's
So,
my village.
I see. A friend of mine here, the mother's at Blekusu. So he called the mother about, oh, Ete, this about Jomo Yonyomolo. You know what the old lady said?
No.
We are expecting the coup. We are expecting
You see, you see the
the
old
old
lady,
lady, 90 years old lady. He said they are
old
expecting it.
lady.
Eh?
Yes, that brings to back
It tells you it tells you that people just make certain statements jokingly. I mean, oh, they just say something.
see.
That gentleman doesn't have what it takes to make a coup.
No, he doesn't.
The
That's why
people,
I'm saying that, Martin. That's why I'm saying that, where I stand,
mm,
looking at Vomao,
yeah,
what he said, the response of the police, the way they manner, the bravado way of arresting him,
yeah,
could have even trigger a coup.
all right.
The way they manner they've arrested Vomao, Oliver
Mhm,
Baka,
mhm,
could have even trigger youth uprising against the government.
right.
That's what I'm saying, that if they were taking their time, put him on 24-hour surveillance system,
Mhm,
nobody will even hear, nobody will even know about this issue, about this coup d'etat comment that Oliver made.
mm. Well,
Hmm.
the only thing I can advise the government is that they should be very careful about this matter, because as for history, history no they lie. There was a young man called a young man called Fly Lieutenant John Rawlings, who was
Yes.
arrested on May 15th, and then they were trying to contain the situation among themselves, and they wanted to shame him. Now, the very people who were outside, they were the same people who went in there to break him. You see that thing?
So, are you seeing a correlation between Vomao action and then that of our the history?
Nobody knew Rawlings before May 15th. We only know him as Hafkaz who ride horses at Regi Regiment, and then he'll be in his small
Yes.
Honda. Is it Honda Accord? So small one like Manchester Park. It was white by then.
Yeah.
You see him
Yeah.
driving or his Tomo's bike, or you see him in the jet, you know. So my only advice to them that look, they should be very careful. The youth, when the youth of a nation begins to get agitated, nobody can stop them.
You see, they are not only using a single approach; they are using so many approach. The media serve as a platform for the voiceless people, those who cannot speak to power.
Yeah.
It is through media that they can also speak to the authority, or maybe the media speak their mind, as we are doing now. Not all of everybody will have the opportunity to be talking or doing this discussion. So we perceive to be speaking the mind of the ordinary people.
Yeah.
So if you want to suppress the media, it means that you are suppressing what?
Free speech.
Free speech. You are bringing back the culture of silence. You want to intimidate the people, that nobody has the right to talk about my governance. Nobody has a right to talk about my wife. Nobody has a right to talk about my vice president's wife. You dare not to talk about that.
You know when it comes to politics, the other day, I was listening to Donald Trump's counsel, and they said somebody said something about Donald Trump, and then another counsel was recommending that they should sue the person. And they said, "Oh, no, it's politics. I mean, politics. Certain things you don't sue. Certain statements and things. It's just politics, etc." Now, the reason why I'm raising up this issue is that I remember when Rawlings was head of state, one of the leading of MPP party when they were doing, but then Edu Boahen was standing as presidential. One of the MPP gurus came up and says that if they don't win the election, then Liberia civil war will come to Ghana. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. I remember very well.
Yes, you see, the thing is that they've also said it before. Look, if somebody says that civil war will come to Ghana, it's more than coup. That one is more than. That one is going to be genocide. You get what I mean? Now, there was one time somebody said Afghanistan. You remember the Afghanistan story?
Yes, I remember very well.
Then Afghanistan.
Yes.
So you see, if we say Afghanistan, what does Afghanistan mean? It means war.
War.
It means war. But it's like he didn't use coup, but it's the same meaning. You understand what I'm saying? So you see, let's be honest to one another. Let us not be true. Let us not weaponize the war. No, weaponize the law on each other, on our opponents. But madofagba, you remember a blutona senya. Nenya padimale any a moment nenya bluto, you never did so dogio.
Abale ne bulina nemo no gamer.
No, the padima no ridugo.
Takalo na kuda anka hama na nyo fa chairman le nko ho global bo ba ajukpola khokhwa ala ka dudu me pele nka amino no afa wom le nko ho
ani
ejumama
to.
You see, my brother, I think
anyway, yes,
we need to be serious as a country.
Right.
We need to be more united. We need to be honest to ourselves to be able to run this country effectively. Because politics, the way we are practicing the kind of democracy that maybe the Western world has given us and we've adopted it, that's not how they practice it. As you said from the beginning, as your open remark, that we cannot be choosy. You choose this one and leave this one.
Right.
Then we will not progress. We need to be more united in developing the country rather than looking at every issue from political angle. If you don't belong to my party, then you don't have a say. If you're in opposition, you cannot make any developmental contribution or any contribution into the policy that will bring change to the people.
Let's listen.
It's not happening.
Let's listen to
many activists and supporters of the Fix the Country movement besieged the Ashaiman District Court this morning in solidarity with the accused leader. However, the tight security arrangement prevented many from getting close to the courthouse. Hearing the case, The state prosecutor, DSP Sylvester Sari, pleaded with the court to remand the accused since the district court lacked jurisdiction to grant him bail. On the other hand, the lead counsel for the accused, Akoto Ampa, pleaded with the court to grant his client bail. According to him, the continuous detention of Oliver Baker Vomawo amounts to gross violation of his fundamental human rights. But in her ruling, the presiding judge, Her Honor Eleanor Kakrabans-Botchwey, upheld the prosecution's plea not to grant the defense lawyer's bail application, stating the court lacked jurisdiction to do so, considering the gravity of the offense. Mr. Baker Vomawo is scheduled to reappear in court on March 28, 2022. Meanwhile, hundreds of his supporters who thronged the court shared their reactions to the development.
If the Constitution says we are all, obliged to the same law, no one is above the law, then why is it that some people will be allowed to go scot-free just because they are affiliated to certain political parties? What is it that he said that is so tantamount that he is even denied, to speak to the media? What is it that he has done that we've not heard about in this country before? Just about a month ago, a guy in camera said the chief or the king of Asante should permit him to go and slaughter a chief, the Doma chief, and no one has said nothing about it, not even a public caution. Nothing has been said about this issue. We were all in this country where a lot of treason comments have been made and nothing has been done about it. Nobody is saying Oliver is above the law. That is not what we are saying. What we are saying is the law needs to be applied according to everybody.
Canadian Japan, for instance, in some ordinary radio station and TV station, Okaka our ma'am, Diana Etchen say we their Oliver Ekano. Into the ever say penny say what's it? What's it? In suta apontenia or to what? O mane ye wom no yem pe basabasa yo. Nembom dia yem penfo ye no woma mbebu na ye wo o man mu yebu efu mo.
I think it is very disheartening and so shocked to see Olivia not granted bail, because we are here when Kenyappon made some several comments about burning somebody's building and know where they stay. We are here where a so-called bodyguard of Santini said he will kill the Domahini. He said all those things. Up to now, we haven't heard anything from those people. But if Oliver has posted or tweeted on a post that this 11,
You see, this is coming from the youth. This is coming from the future leaders of our country. They are hurting. You see, they are hurting that the people who we see as our parents, that we've entrusted them, we've voted them into power, and they are not a listening government. They can't even sit with them to even have a dialogue or discussion. You know, I understand when the day the demonstration was going on, the head of state was in the air going to Germany and a European tour for some code vect something. I saw it on CNN over here. You know, it's so sad. It's so sad.
And
anyway,
just to
Yeah,
add up
yes,
to
yes,
the sound bite that we just listened.
yes,
You see the people that made those comments, those
right,
submissions.
yes,
These are all youth, and they've all gone to the police station to show solidarity to Baka Oliver Vomawo.
right,
And that is the timing bomb we are talking about. If this issue is not handled carefully, the effect on the country cannot be contained. Martin,
yeah,
the youth are angry. The youth are disappointed. They don't care whatever they can do to survive. And when they read, they say, enough of this rubbish. Now I don't have anything to be proud of. Then they begin to sacrifice their life for other people to enjoy in the future. The government will have to listen to the people.
right,
This culture of silence, intimidating people, have to stop. Otherwise, I hope what I'm thinking should not happen.
Right.
I hope what I'm thinking should not happen if care is not taken. You see what is happening in a sub-region, in Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea. When the military took over, the youth were all over the street running, clapping as if they had an independent celebration or independent from the colonial masters.
Right.
Politicians will manage the economy and they develop a policy that will make sure that the private sector will have a platform to employ the youth. We are sitting on timing bomb. And if the youth one day they say that enough of this, a day will come that politician will not even want to let everyone know that it's a politician, because now all of them are in a car with a policeman. They are in a car with a police officer. First, politicians work without policeman. Now they are working for a policeman. A time will come, it will not be one policeman again. It will be a convoy, because the risk level of politicians will keep on increasing.
God again. Yeah. Okay, carry on, please. Carry on.
So I'm just feeling disappointed. Yeah. And then I'm just putting myself in the shoe of these youth who are not working. They finish university, are not working. Their parents spend money on them to go to university, and they come back and they are still being fed by their parents again.
Right.
You understand?
It's so sad.
So sad. So disheartening that you see your brother. Listen, we who have been working, we can't survive the economy. We are managing. What are people who are not working? I'm telling you.
God have mercy. Therefore, it's so unfortunate. And then, in fact, I feel your pain. My only advice to our leaders is that, you see, the young ones, they have nothing to lose.
Oh, yes, they don't have anything to lose.
When something happens, they don't have nothing to lose. Look, let me tell you something. I told you I was born in the barracks. Yes, I was living around Gonda Barracks. And during the June 4th, there was a confusion between the Recce Regiment and then Battalion and Air Force.
Okay.
I think a directive was given that anybody that is seen in the beret must be shot.
Wow.
So, listen, my brother. It got to a point, people who were in Recce Regiment were putting on battalion cap. My father used to use beret. When the directives was given, he threw the beret into some bush somewhere. What I'm saying is that, you see, if things are not handled well and something happens, those who have accumulated all this money, build these mansions, these companies, they have a lot to lose. So, my advice to the government that, look, sit with the young ones and dialogue with them. That's all. That this is not a time for you to prove that, yes, you're a leader, you want to use the hammer. No. Dialogue with the young ones. The young ones are bitter. Just dialogue with them. That's all. Therefore, God bless you.
It's unfortunate that we find ourselves.
I'll give you the opportunity to give the closing mark. We'll be having this discussion again about Ghana, my beloved country. We'll have this discussion again.
Sure.
So that honestly, because the country is in our hearts. Some of us, the Lord has placed us here for a reason. But no matter how high I go on that mountain, Ghana is my home.
Sure.
Ghana is my home. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll be talking. But I'll give you the opportunity to give me a closing remark. And then I'll end the program on this one.
Yeah. Martin, I just want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to also express my view from security perspective. But to conclude, I want to advise the IGP, the new IGP, Dr. Dampari, your appointment was something that we all hailed, and we were happy that you are bringing a new vibe, energy, moving up and down, going to the cell, giving your officers surprise visits and the rest. That was so fantastic. But you have to be firm in the way you respond to issues in the country. Otherwise, the Ghana police has already lost the public trust. So you brought the administration back into the hall, IC unit. So to make sure that Ghana police administration is back on its track again. So the way and the manner he's handling the security issue, and then attack on the media, selective arrest, applying the law, based on individual, is not going to help us. So I want to use this platform. I know definitely they will hear it, that I am asking him to handle the situation in the country devoid of political manipulation. I am only hoping and praying that Baka Voma issue is not being manipulated by a politician. On this note, I say good evening to Ghanaians and good afternoon to Americans.
Thank you so much. A fool. I'll call you a fool because we are a fool Godson.
So if you say for then there will be the people will be good to say that this Aigbe confraternity or Aigbe agenda.
By me, I'm Igbe one.
Me and your
I
bro.
can't run away.
Yes.
The name is Pechigo. I can't run away. Even if an American, my name is Pechigo. The other day, some white man asked me that, how do they pronounce your name? I said the K is silent. To make this easy for you, the K is silent.
Oh, okay.
Then he said, oh, is it Capitigo? No. The thing is Petigo, but because you are going to have a problem, let's do the K silent. So it is Petigo. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my very good friend, Afo Billy Oklu. And then I want to give you some Amachi Didi, Amachi Rere.
Wait.
No, Wafejino.
I've just received a message that I've not greeted my people in Adafienu.
Oh, okay. Let me
I'm a proud son of who hail from Adafienu.
Okay. So, which side is Adafienu? Give me 2 villages before or after.
Okay, Adafienu. So take it from Denu.
Okay.
When you go to Denu Junction, on your left, you go to Aflau.
Okay, Aflau. It is Aflau.
Aflau. Aflau Falala. Aflau. When you get to Denu Junction, Umiajia Aigara Aflau.
All right.
Udushima Aigara Denu. Avado Hejranao.
What's the meaning of Hejranao?
Hejrana Koneva.
Okay, I got you.
It's a town. It's a 3-town. So we have a 3-town. We have a 3-town secondary school.
Yeah, I understand you guys. Your border has been the Aflau border has been closed.
That will be another topic to be discussed. So I don't want to talk about it. Let's leave it. We'll talk about it later, and then how it's affecting the livelihood in Aflau and its adjoining community.
All right. Okay. We'll do that in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, in 3 weeks' time. So when you get to Denu Junction, you go to Hejranao, which is where the Kali Church is.
Okay.
Then you get to Adafienu.
Okay.
Then along the way you get to Adina, you get to Tetekope, Adina,
yes.
Then you get to Haveji, then you go to Blekusu. They are along the coast.
Okay.
You know where the sea has invaded the whole community. Amutinu.
Yes. So Sister Gomashi is your MP, right?
Yes, Sister Gomashi is my lovely sister. My special greetings to her if she's listening.
All right. Okay.
So my greetings to people of Adafienu, Tetekope, Adina, Aflau, Ketu South in general.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Konuke na fear do me develop. Ketu South anuke na. Anyway, we have to do this next time. Or what do you say?
Yes, I think maybe next time we'll structure it in such a way that we'll take one particular issue and make sure that we nail it and nail it. And even if we have to question the leaders within that, even the MC or
The
maybe
consistency, yes.
yes, the MC, because the MC, all the MC are the representative of the president.
Mhm.
So they will ask them, the chief. I'm also the paramount chief. I'm also the Enyenye Jufia. I'm never Enyenye Juto. A
Mhm.
whole lot of conflict that I couldn't resolve for more than 2-3 years now. I'm still handling it.
Wonderful. And Nyama Bopoga. In the
Oh
next 3
yeah.
weeks, I'll talk to the production team, and I'll speak to Ashama Observer too. And then in the next 3 weeks' time, we'll find time and then go in, because Volta region needs to develop. You know that, especially the southern Volta needs to be developed. You know, some years back, I understand they said they saw some oil at Anyaku till now. Nana Kamajo.
Martin,
Yes.
you want to stoke fire. So let's and you la show full of me agbro. And you la show full of me agbro. Oba ayi adebe mi abe mi amaro ha mi akomia pe akokore ni ba chibe ameyo le bono asia no wa de to mo na o. Ala be
But my gonna program at all level. My budget gama will program at a special program at a level. My just some airtime level. Name me our program all level. Name me concentrate on the voter region. I like an ekpe.
oh agbodo na aro na me mi to mi adu nyama gba akofo ni mi de
Correct.
to no asia mi adu mi adu to gbi ni gba ma gbe no asi.
That's right.
No ma se evu gbo okoko mi adu gba no asi.
That's right.
Mema.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my very good friend called Bill Oklu Godson, and he's been a security analyst, and he is in Ghana. A very wonderful gentleman I've just come to know and respect. He has depth knowledge with what is happening in the country. We've tackled issues on Vuemavo. We wanted to talk issues on petroleum, but unfortunately, our resource person who is a speaker for the GPRTU, couldn't make it because of signal issues. And also, Ashama Observer was also to be part of this program, but signal issues was a problem. But we just thank God so much that Mr. Bill Oklu Godson was able to sail through. I know there's been a lot of vernacular on the program, but look, no matter what we are Ghanaians and we have our native language. So the language that we were speaking on the background is the Ewe language. It's called the EWE, the Ewe language. Some of us who come from the southern part, southeastern part of Ghana. Thank you so much for being our listeners, favorable listeners. And if you want to know much about what goes on Mozart Woods Media, just go to YouTube and subscribe, Mozart Woods Media, and go to Facebook, Mozart Woods Media, and please just look out for our next program. Some of us in America are still celebrating the Black History Month, and coming Saturday, 10 a.m., we'll have a man of God called Dr. Robert Hamlin, who is a general overseer of Second Baptist Church in Pennsylvania. He's going to take us through how the Black Church has survived during racism in America. God bless you all. And for Godson, God bless you. Yes, sir.
God bless you too. And thank you for giving me the opportunity, my brother.
Okay. Hey, you. My for me. Okay. Yo. Bye. Yeah, bye. Today's program was just freestyle. No, we just went through. It's just freestyle.
padia wenya. And it abus makute so coninya. Obiane ni grabia, Obiane ni wansem, and grabia ni nanya peda. It is your beauty mune, ne munate, ne from a pay, Obi in him dear diva. Ya will be fun a penny tiasi. It is a ya way, and ya free. Ya will be fun a penny tiasi. It is a ya way, and ya free. Ya washanda so when he bring me. Okonfuadwe ye bia na wanya na oguno so.
Serious.
Na ni da so nyansa e. Obrefo be emre padu ani mutwe o. Eni sika ni brechi. Nkotuma mpamrika. Nempa nanka mokashwe. Ufiani danswa ake. Mepri mi mojani. Yon kwa mwidie. Debi ebe. Onyamiche ya dia. Yajine ni Jesu. Sorry to ya na Yesu. Eso shembre ni na nyepeda. Itikoto sabreba. Mi fare wonko. Ya wapre pona peniti ase. Iti be ya zalia we. Ya pria wo. Ya wapre pona peniti ase. Iti be ya zalia we. Ya pria wo. Abonu si obewu. Niet ne ngwa bona body. Iti not ni tiji akrabo no. Ne wanya no wa wani prinui. Okunfanku e bia na wanya na oguno so. Iti usubo umode. Neni da so nyansa e. Ye won kwamidie. Debi ebe. Ye wa prepona peniti ase. Iti be ya zalia we. Ya pria wo. Ya wa prepona peniti ase. Iti be ya zalia we. Ya pria wo. Ya wa prepona peniti ase. Iti be ya zalia we. Ya pria wo. Ya wa prepona peniti ase. Iti be